After Morara Keboso had met with Rigathi Gachagua, they later on met as the entire team of opposition. And ladies and gentlemen, the agenda of the meeting in that kind of an arrangement is going to form the basis of this analysis here today. But before I take you through, kindly make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. What could have these people sat and discussed when they met in secret? Despite that their meeting was known, what did these people discuss? What did they have in mind? On this video, I want to dissect it step by step. Number one in my list, it's to welcome the new figures. That is Jimmy Wanjigi and, of course, Morara Keboso. Morara Keboso was brought in by, of course, Martha Karua, and strongly, I believe, by the meeting that they had with Waminyoro, that is Rigathi Gachagua. So upon these people meeting, they agreed on some few things, and now it was time for them to introduce another gentleman on top of others. Because when you have Morara Keboso now discussing at the table with the other bigwigs in politics, it's encouraging the youth of this country, first of all. Second of all, it is giving the youth the strength to discuss also their issues. Another thing I feel strongly, it's important for Morara Keboso because it's going to build him now politically, because he's the future of this country. Now, also bringing on Jimmy Wanjigi is quite important. Jimmy Wanjigi, is one of the guys who have been financing the politics of this country, the campaigns across. If he supported Uhuru Kenyatta, he financed Raila Amolo Odinga. Having such people on board, it's significant on its own way, because that aspect of finance determines a lot in politics. So therefore, having him on board, it's important so that these people could have shared on now their collective and common agenda going forward on dealing with President William Ruto. Another reason that I feel strongly these people met, it's the fact that they have to lay on a strategy for the alliance that they're making. One thing that is expected from President William Ruto is that this group disagrees and disintegrates completely so that he can have a leeway for him to become the president coming 2027. Most of them actually believe that they're not going to agree on the party, on the leader to be the presidential candidate, and considering Rigathi Gachagua's character, most of them might not even want to work with him. Because he's truthful, first of all, he stands strong, and in terms of it sounds very tough. But now, when they sit together and come out having very positive mood, tone, appearances, that means very well probably William Ruto, where he is scared. So when they sit down with a young mind, a mind of Wanjigi, of Martha Karua, and the grassroots mind of Rigathi Gachagua, and the overall civic mind of Onyonka, I feel strongly that these people are coming up with a certain strategy that's going to bring down President William Ruto come 2027 very early in the morning. So therefore, one of the reasons as to why these guys met is simply to discuss the strategy. Secondly, is the positions. We cannot rule out the fact that when these people take over government, they'll be able to agree on who takes on this and that. Morara Keboso has declared he's going to be the SEC chairperson. That is if he does not become the president of the Republic of Kenya. I believe he can do better in that seat. But the fact means that these people have to sit there and agree. If we support Kalonzo Musyoka for presidency, for instance, who becomes the deputy, why, and when? Despite that it was not yet time for them to discuss that huge and tangible matter, the fact means that they have to come up with a strategy in which they are going to come up with a leader, the chairperson, the person going to steer them forward, the chief campaigner, and such stuff. So therefore, one of the things that they discussed there is the positions they are going to have even before government. The person going to lead the campaign in this platform, the type of campaigns they are going to have, who is going to be who's going to lead the youth campaign, who's going to do this and that, who's going to appear on radio, on TV. Such kind of things are important when it comes to Kenyan politics. Rigathi Gachagua had hinted before and said that we're giving William Ruto only this term, this 1 year of 2025. Going 2026, they're going to get on top of the vehicles as Rigathi Gachagua said it. So therefore, as they prepare towards the campaign mood, they have to sit down and look at what they have first. Another thing I strongly believe that made these people meet is the by-elections. IBC is being established, which is one of the factors, of course, they discussed on how it's going to be established, what will come out and such. But you have to agree that the major intention of bringing on IBC, it's the by-elections that we're having, across the country. We have by-elections in Kisii, in Luo Nyanza, some of them at the coast, some of them in Western. So these by-elections are important. And some of them are coming up in Mount Kenya region because Rigathi Gachagua said that some are going to resign from UDA, seek fresh mandate. And if that happens, probably it's going also to be another serious by-election. So they have to discuss on how they are going to distribute, because all these people have parties. Martha Karua has her own party. Rigathi Gachagua is going to launch his own party. Morara Kibaso has Inject Party. Eugene Wamalwa has DAP. And of course, Kalonzo Musyoka has the Wiper Party. So these people have to agree on how they are going to take over regions so that they can be able to take on President William Ruto. And I feel strongly that's very important. If they agree on various regions, in that Wiper goes for Coast and probably for Ukaman region. Morara Kibaso comes to Nyamira and Kisii County. And then you have Rigathi Gachagua takes over Mount Kenya and probably the Western region. The Western region goes to DAP Party. If they do this kind of division, they're going to have so many leaders in parliament. And I feel so that's going to happen. And then they pump money to these kind of campaigns. Probably they are going to have so many, or maybe not just money, even have proper leaders going to campaign. They're going to have so many members of parliament in the National Assembly. I feel strongly that's going to happen. Another thing that they also want to discuss, it's also the issue to do with the realignments that have been already shown by Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Amolo Odinga has already met Uhuru Kenyatta. And as we speak today, they have also declared as ODM going to support President William Ruto. And this was after, of course, they had met at the AU. And they had finished the issues to do with the AU. So meaning that now it is time for them to also discuss on how they are going to counter some of these things that are going to be brought up by Raila Amolo Odinga and their men. So in a nutshell, William Ruto is being planned for by the opposition team. If you remember, Jeremiah Kioni was with this team, but they later on left and went with Matiang'i. So we don't know what Onyonka is representing in this team, but because Jeremiah Kioni is not there, being that Raila Matiang'i is their presidential candidate. So there's a lot of disintegration, and we expect going forward, Uhuru Kenyatta is going to break these people seriously. But we believe strongly here as we speak that a plan is being crafted, and these people basically went to craft a plan that's going to counter some of these moves that Raila Amolo Odinga is making, especially including consultations and meetings with other top leaders across the country. Because they all know Raila Amolo Odinga is very good in rebranding. But how are they going to finish him? By simply bringing new tactics that he has never seen before. And that one is brought by Gachagua, Morara Kibaso, and of course Jimmy Wanjigi. I don't know what's your take as far as their meeting is concerned, but please let me see in the comment section on what you think. Lastly, I want to talk about one simple thing here. These people are also talking about their togetherness. Being together as a team is quite important. If they decide to come together, being together as an agenda, make the unity as an agenda, then it's going to be important going forward. They're going to be able to come and gather their energy, collect it, and be able to use it against President William Ruto. They all know that William Ruto is a seriously campaigning machine. And therefore, they have to structure that very well. But I have no doubts about Rigathi Gachagua's ability to manage President William Ruto in Western and Central Kenya, plus even Nairobi. You know, even at the coast, if Rigathi Gachagua is given the mic to speak, it destroys William Ruto completely. So therefore, the agenda that they must have is to first stick together as a team. I don't know what's your take. Let me see it on the comment section, please.